Oh my! Welcome, welcome to Night Pubs. How's your day? Hope it's been a pub some. Okay, is this correct one? I think it's new. Hi, new icon, rad. Yeah, I got my commissions ready, and yeah, one of those. Yeah, and icon is naturally also one of the emotes. So I was supposed to show some things in the showdown. Anyways, yeah, hello, everyone, Erides. So I'm Eri, a sassy cat girl from Finland. Also, I am pretty good player at Pokemon. And I have... Oh, hello Satsunami, how's your day? Thanks for lurk. Yeah, so I am pretty good player at Pokémon PvP. My history shortly is I started around 2011, but never been, or well, actually I have been or more or less serious whole time. And I could say I am pretty good at the game by having 3 notices on Discord. Oh god, I was not supposed to do that. Oh god, no, I have messed something up. So yes, I have a Discord as well. Okay, if you are interested to join here, yeah, it's pretty comfy place. So yeah, it happens. I'm still testing out thingies. Okay, so first thing. So today I'm planning to talk about a few things, and my dogs have much things to say about that as well. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I am going through the whole basics, like what's the difference between VTC and smogon rule set. Then I am explaining it. Individual values and effort values, and do some kind of mathematics regarding them, because I think that's a very important thing if you want to play ranked in Pokemon Sword and Shield, or well, in upcoming Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet. Also, of course, in the Pokemon Showdown, it's always as well. Then yeah, natures, and maybe also some basic team strategies. I'm not really that kind of person who asks people to... Okay, so I am not that kind of person who asks people to sit down and listen when I'm talking. So if you have any kind of question regarding on topic, I think you could just say, hey Eri, I have a question, and then I could just stop for a while and then answer the question as well as I can, or well, slightly off topic possibly. I'm not fully sure how well I am good to answer at all. Just I'm trying my best, and I just enjoy the game. I think the basic concept is kind of... Yeah. Okay, anyways. Yeah, first of all, hello Oxcare, where's my cookie? Yeah, the cookies are on Crystal Atheneum, as always. Yeah, I am going back to all those cookie redeems or other stuff. So you know that in Pokemon video games there is much stuff like lots of PvP, then it's pretty complicated. Maybe it's sometimes a bit overwhelming, but yeah, that is exactly. If you are not aware of how the game works, you just likely just bring some Pokemon randomly, think they are good, and then you just lose badly and you have no fun, cause it's really much funnier if you understand everything. So my first topic was VGC versus smogon. Okay, so I started as a smogon player, and that's not a secret at all. In fact, I think that is one of the most common. Then I just transitioned to VGC rule set. Okay, so you gotta know a couple of things when I talk about this topic. Yeah, first, VGC stands for short Video Game Championships, and that is the official video game format that is used on World Championships tournaments. Also, yeah, that is a bit different to smogon do. Yeah, very different rules, and you could say in a sense they are slightly two different games. First of all, smogon, yeah, which is the fan, and yeah, okay, my dogs are pretty restless today. Okay, so yes, the smogon has that thing called ban list. I mean, they have a stricter ban list, and it's decided by the fans or well, smogon community, who votes on that on regular basis and decides on some bans, some classes, special rules. Yeah, though, yeah, you could say smogon community's intent is to balance the whole gaming. To Pokemon, as it might be pretty apparent, is not really designed for. Or, yeah, Pokemon is not really designed for 1 versus 1 since Generation 3, and from Generation 3 it's like almost 20 years. So, yeah, it's in core mostly RPG game for kids, and then there is that competitive side, and of course Nintendo owning a part of Pokemon Company and sponsoring the official world tournaments, and with all those prizes, they want to endorse that format that they have. Meanwhile, yeah, smogon is not official at all, but some people prefers it due it's more balanced for 1 versus 1 playing, maybe and yeah, there is so called tier lists, so they try to balance on the other hand, yeah, I think that is a pretty noble idea, and I think it's a very fun. Like, it gives some ideas, but not really feeling the same. As I said earlier, it is due to whole ban list and other stuff, a pretty different format. For example, in smogon rules, Dynamaxing is forbidden fully. That means that you cannot Dynamax at all. Yeah, be fair, in a single battle it sounds a bit unbalanced and, well, pretty rigged. Wow, you have that Pokemon which can one-shot, and only sensible choice to counter that is Dynamaxing yourself, so it becoming basically contest about which Pokemon gets knocked out first, and that's not really interactive if gaming. Meanwhile, VTC format, which is my own preferred format, almost every Pokemon is allowed, except some special Pokemon or restricted Pokemon, except restricted Pokemon are allowed in some seasons. For example, in the current season, there is allowed to have 2 restricted Pokemon, which is the basis of the team building. Picking a legendary Pokemon really gives the basis on what kind of team you, because different Pokemon are good in different things, and some Pokemon can Dynamax and some Pokemon cannot. For example, yeah, Zacian is one of the most popular choices currently, but it can't Dynamax. In fact, it is pretty much anti-Dynamax due Behemoth Blade doing some attack, doing double damage when you use it against Dynamaxed Pokemon. Then the other hand, pretty common strategy is having Terneas, which is known as Geomancy, which is a move that boosts your stats, but you need to wait 1 turn, except most Terneas uses that Power Herb, which makes it once 2 turn moves to go 1 turn move. Okay, quick question. Out of 3 latest battle gimmicks, so Mega Z moves and Dynamax, which one is your favorite? I think that is not relevant to the topic here, but I think I still wanna answer it. Personally, I love Mega Evolution best. They are kind of balanced, because you could just, as they say, you could decide from your or opponent's team which one is possibly your opponent's Mega, and you could also bring only 1 Mega per game. Like, you can have that Mega item per Pokemon, but with multiple Pokemon, but cause you can only go Mega Evolution once, you can just yeah. So in basics, I mean, in Mega Evolution is kind of easiest predict, but yeah, it is also coolest one because it changes some of my favorite Pokemon appearance, and as Chalop said, yeah, I think it's pretty dumb, but let's add this new fun mechanic and never use it again, but replace it with similar mechanic later. Yeah, so my issue with Z moves and Dynamax is that they are so unpredictable. So they are kind of predictable because you know kind of which Pokemon would be most likely to have them, and you can scout them mid-match. Yeah, but yeah, that scouting is a pretty important ability in all PvP gaming, and that is in fact, yeah, I'm glad that this came to topic like pretty indirectly, but it became to topic direct somehow anyways. So yes, when you are playing against the other person, if that format is BO3, which is most likely if you are attending to tournament, please remember to have some pen and paper, cause you are allowed to take notes in match as long as it doesn't interrupt game. Well, it doesn't interrupt the game. It's more like you have to deal with it at a time limit, because you have every turn limited time to give your inputs, and also you need to make some notes, and according to rules the notes must be done in a way you could just that the judge would be able to understand it. Like you can't really just use your own odd lingo, but instead if you want, for example, making notes, opponent Gengar has Shadow Ball, so personally I just put in that because I write down all Pokemon's names at the start of the game. Then I have those French lines, and then I simply write off some attacks and then hold items if I am sure about them. Also slight some guesses like what kind of spread they have and etc etc. Oh, but yeah, in current rule set is generation 8, which means Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield. Unfortunately, on my own dismay, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl didn't go to official VGC game. Yeah, a bit sad, but that's a life. I can kind of understand. It has a pretty vanilla experience. I mean, no special gimmicks, just it was like 2007 once again, but this time with it fairy type Pokemon. But no way to evolve my EVT Sylveon, unfortunately. Yes. So that's pretty much about the basics of the formats. Then let's talk about this. Don't know why I put the team builder. I mean, put the whole smogon on. Okay, I could say let's pretend we are building for this. What Pokemon would love to have? But I think I have a perfect Pokemon in my mind, and that is Yes. Yeah, this is not allowed in format, but do all stats are 100, and it makes it a lot easier to explain. Okay, here. So, as you see, Mew. This is Mew. Okay, yeah. I'm doing. Normally, Mew is illegal in the format do its special Pokemon, but for demonstration purposes, cause you can see the line of 100s in here. So it's even stats for every stat. Making things a lot irritating. So what are this overcomplicate things so much? I always followed the simple rule that hit the opponent hard, it cannot hit back. Oh god. Yeah, I think that's a very good basic, but the game is more complicated than that. So first I think I speak about individual values, or EVs for short. It's this right side number. It shows currently on 31, so it can be something between 31 and 0. 31 is the full one, and 0 is simply nothing. So what happened? For example, let's try to lower it. So what happens if I put it to 30? Okay, nothing happened, but now 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, and etc. Okay, as you might see, when I pushed it number back, it game lower. So individual value just means that the more you have on that stat, the more stat points you have hit by default. So always I think it's better to have a full, if possible, and gladly in later generations it's pretty easy to maximize its individual values, so normally they can't be changed at all. By maximizing, I mean that putting it instantly to 31, and that's in Pokemon Sword and Shield the only way you could do anything. Hello, can I fight against you, 070? Sorry, no, I am not doing viewer battles. I'm here to demonstrate for basics of Pokemon PvP in general. Yeah, I am very sorry about that I am today in lecture mode. So now real battles today. So yes, that was. Oh, and of course that affects. Yeah, and you may have noticed something, cause I am on level. In which it is there is a level 50. I think I could do the same trick in another Mew and maybe change it a bit. like make them level 100, then let's go. Yeah, yeah, this is also very important thing between Smogon and VTC. In VTC format is always level 50 all, while in Smogon rule set it's level 100. Why this knowledge is important? Okay, let's me demonstrate. As 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 10, 9, 11, 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, and okay, and here. Okay, then Ivy is in level 50. Let's go scale back to up. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 10 to Smogon Mew, Smogon Mew, Smogon Mew is acting in this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31. Yeah, if you watch the number closely enough, you could have seen the difference in one thing. Yeah, so did you see that the level 100 Mew changed their number a lot faster compared to level 50 Mew? There is a simple explanation. When you are on level 50, all stats are basically halved, so that means also the importance of those thresholds are slightly different in Smogon and VTC. In VTC, it's important. It's not that important to get to really to 0 or 31, unlike in Smogon. Instead, in VTC, you can get your Pokemon maximized. Oh god, Pumpka VT is hosting my stream with 5 viewers. Okay, thank you, Pumpka. Okay, let me shout out. Okay, what was Pumpka doing? Oh, you were playing Higurashi When They Cry. Oh, I know that game. It's the horror visual novel, right? Saburo-sama Paper Raid. Welcome, Saburo. Yeah, welcome, Ili. Welcome, Pumpka. Nice to see you. Everyone here. I'm Eri, your sassy Crystal Lord time traveler VTuber, and also tryhard in Pokemon. So I think I should explain this again now when Eri Nyan is here. Yes, so in level 50 thresholds are different because the value changes a lot slower than and in level 100, which is the smogon standard. Do you playing competitive? Oh yeah, I'm not just playing it. Yeah, I think I tell a full story someday. Not like I think I have never explained the hi Eria, hey Pumpka. I hope you had a pub someday. So yes, as well I might think I tell it again. So yes, I am in fact a very experienced player. I started around 213 and I started to go tournaments a couple years ago, so offline I am professional Pokemon player. Yeah, and now I'm telling about what are EVs and EVs. So EVs matter kind of, but not as much as in Smogon in VGC. You know. I mean, functionally, EV of 1 and EV of 0 is the same. In the same way, EV of 31 and EV of 30 is the same as well. Yeah, like I'm demonstrating on this new totally legal Pokemon in tournaments. Yeah, Mew is always on ban list, and when going to 28, 29, it changes, but not between 30 and 31. Yeah, exactly what I mean here. I hear puppers. Yeah, I have a puppers. It's my family's, not my own. So yes, then we have that other thing I have not mentioned yet. So EVs meaning effort values. So let me give one of these points to speed. Okay, so nothing happens. Okay, what happens if I try to get a couple more? Like let's go 3. So still nothing. I think I'm doing something wrong. How about I get the fourth one? Okay, yeah, again, this one. Okay, this one is also important to know. In EVs, that threshold rule also applies. So functionally, you needed to have 8 EVs, so it could affect on stat instead of Smogon where only 4 points can affect to stat, as you can see. Yeah, building Pokemon designed for level 50 format and level 100 format is very different. And for exact that reason, in level 100 format you can be more accurate for your stat spread. Yeah, this is... yeah, I am... and I'm just getting started with this. Yes. Yeah, I have been wondering if I ever should this, because I just thought this might bore out the people that I nerd out with whole topic. But I think I was badly mistaken. So yes, it's okay. I think this is also good way to explain things. Because we scale, you know, there is that number under this called remaining. So when you are creating Pokemon, you can allocate only certain amount of points, because you can only have 508 for one Pokemon, and one Pokemon can have only maximum of 252 EVs. So in the level VTC 248 is the most optimal one, because the last 4 would be de facto useless. Yeah, didn't know the thresholds. Oh, nice. I'm glad if my explanations and stuff help at all. I'm pretty glad if anyone uninterested from a Pokemon learns something new. So, in my opinion, this stuff I'm doing here is pretty much beginner level. But hey, beginner level doesn't mean it's useless. In fact, I think... hello... Are we setting Pokemon stuff? Is everything going well? Yeah, everything is very well. I just believe in creatures. Who needs stats when you have luck? Actually, yeah, luck is a pretty valid strategy for few Pokemon. Okay, so cause we were talking about luck, I make one quickly. I think it's... Yes, Absol with Copelands and Night Slash. Yes, when... Okay, so here it is. Yeah, you can... why to depend on luck, because you can rig your luck. So what I did here, this is more like video game championships humor, so nothing to go seriously. So Absol, yeah, it is a pretty strong Pokemon with a base attack of 130, which is one of the best on whole Pokemon game. Unfortunately, there is a pretty average speed, but we don't talk about speed though. No. Yes, anyways, what happening here? That I equipped my Absol with Scope Lens. Scope Lens is item which raises the critical hit ratio with one stage. Super Luck raises critical hit ratio with one stage as well. Then there is Night Slash, which is also one stage of critical hit rate. So high critical hit ratio times 3. I think if I remember correctly... Oh, Pumpka wanted hydration. Oh god, I forgot my water glass on kitchen, so yeah, I'm doing it right now. I think I'm pretty thirsty. Anyways, thank you for hydration. So right back. But I'm telling this for or first. So yes, Night Slash plus Super Luck plus Scope Lens means you same type attack bonus means pretty hard hitting Night Slash which always hits criticals. Yes. Yes, I'm not kidding here. Okay. Yeah, would be very cool if Absol weren't so slow. Okay, but be right back soon. I'm getting my water glass. Okay. Okay. Okay, now back. So yes, that should have been Generation 1. Razor Leaf always crit no matter what. Yeah, Generation 1 mechanics are a bit different, but yeah, that is a very good point, in fact. You know, in Generation 1, it was at critical hit ratio was tied to Pokemon speed, so the faster your Pokemon were, the more often it gave you crit. And yeah, really, the same works exactly on Slash. So all so-called Slash type moves with Super Luck and Scope Lens will be always be 100%. Also, yeah, very common attack with Absol is also Sucker Punch, which is not a high critical hit ratio move, but when you have Super Luck and Scope Lens, also if you had a Bind Wrap and they were faster than your opponent, you could just permanently stunlock someone. Yeah, that is kind of fun, yes. So with only Scope Lens and Super Luck, which is 2 of 3 elements, the critical hit ratio is still 50%. And you know, yeah, cheers, I'm now drinking that Pumpkin Redeem. Yeah, thank you for hydration, my favorite pumpkin. So they have also ratio of 50, means you have a chance to get 1.5 times damage than usual, ignoring all stat modifiers in your opponent and your own negative. Yeah, so how critical hit works. Yeah, again, something I needed to explain here later. Yeah, I was still explaining effort values. So yes, effectively, if you can maximize basically only 2 and then third one gets some, or you can spread more widely, so you could have some tool, like let's see if I 124, then I think I want here around 60 then now we have yeah, now I'm showing how this affect effectively. Oh, there is 4 lonely EV points now. But yeah, that's really fine. Those 4 effort value points in level 50 is kind of useless. Because you can effectively allocate only like big 5 everything with power of 8. I mean, everything you can divide with 8, you can no by 8. No, that's that's definitely wrong. Okay, yeah. Okay. Well, because hey, oh right, yeah, I forgot this one. Hit points works a bit different than the other 5 stats. Yeah, I was wondering why it doesn't follow the rule. So instead of yeah, I think in hit points threshold starts from 4, not 8, and then it continues normally. Also, yeah, hit points is a bit special anyways, because you need it. In case you want to have some moves like rest, you want to have it has a certain maximum value, and that value is howdy, hey Gordy, how's your day have been? Hope it's been awesome. I'm just here lecturing some Pokemon basics. So hit points. So topic is hit points. Now when I gave it 176, in some strategies, this is very important. Like if I could give a belly drum for TV, totally legal attack as well. Yeah, I am doing a totally legal team, you know. I promise. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, here I am. 176 is the even number. In some cases, you prefer to have your hit point value on even number. In fact, I think unless there is some special occasions, it is preferable because even number means halving the okay, I think I should explain that. That's illegal. Yeah, I'm not commenting on Pokemon legality for now. Yeah. So in Pokemon VGC, you must remember always, no matter the format, that the Pokemon game engine calculates 50% pretty accurately. So if you have 100, the half is if about half of 100 is 50. But if your hit point maximum is 101, it divides being 50 and half. But as in Pokemon game, it is impossible to have half hit points. It's so the threshold in that case would be in fact losing 51 hit points first. Meaning that if you have some items triggering on going to half hit points, and there is something like belly drum which halves your hit points, if you have a even number of hit points, you could instantly go and trigger your own item like healing berries, etc. On your own attack. That applies also to opponent attack. because it is pretty accurate and simply it's just easier. Also, don't go to full hit points unless really you want for a reason or to. Yeah, I rather go on defenses. Hit points are just the hit point value, so it just increased the number of hit points you can have, while defenses are actively resisting your attack against your Pokemon. So if they are higher, like if you have those 4 extra points in special defense instead of hit points, you could just get slightly lesser damage in general, which might be a bit more effective than just having pearly hit points. Oh right, and to next topic on this nature. Pokemon natures. Let's see, we lowered the defense and raised special defense. What happens? I think it's in fact easier if I demonstrate the same scenario with 0 EVs. Okay, okay, I say -2 defense and special plus yes, what happened here? Yeah, the defense lost some points from effectively. And while special defense got those same extra 12 points in this case, though so nature affects in way. Nature affects in this way. The stat it boost gets a 10% bonus. And oh god, welcome to Night Pub's Lunato City. How's your day has been? I hope it's been pawsome. And 10. While in defense you lose 10% of the stat. Of course, yeah, for that exact reason, and I want to give it to the bonus to stat I have been boosting as much as possible, like cause that is oh yeah, and you see here that the thresholds change it a bit. It really depended on, yeah, cause I have now the stat. This works slightly different way. It's Pokemon by Pokemon basis. If you are interested about the correct thresholds for each Pokemon, the Pokemon you wanna try, I think you should really test your favorite Pokemon out on Team Builder or something like that, cause every single Pokemon species is an individual, not really some kind of yeah, the same. But yeah, naturally each Pokemon has a different base stats. It's it affects how it can be played. Also, yes, move pool. Unless you are Mew and learn almost any move, which is illegal, which is illegal to learn. So Mew is not banned for that quality. It's banned because it is event only Pokemon. So yes, the advantage nature boost your when hindering nature. Well, normally you want to have a. Okay, yes. In fact, I think this is the correct place to explain this. I think you wanted to have hindrance as much as possible to speed if you are playing Trick Room. Trick Room is attack which changes the attack order going from slowest to fastest one for 5 turns, meaning that if you have the slowest Pokemon, you can always attack first unless they are priority attacks. So yeah, normally you don't wanna have the IVs on minimum, but you want to have it for 2 reasons. First is Trick Room. The second, I'm not telling it yet. So what I just explained here is how I could decrease my Pokemon speed if I wanted to. If I'm honest, in a real game, getting individual value of 0 is a lot harder than getting effort value of 31. Due that 31 is possible to cheat out with it hyper training, which is a mechanic in the game in Pokemon, been since generation 6. Yes. So that, yeah, to go explanation more. So I said that Trick Room might be a reason I want to cheat out it a bit, but then minimize it. But also, I think you would like to minimize it for second reason, and that is attack if you are not physical attacker. If your Pokemon is a special attacker, people often would like to have attack stat of as little as possible, and for that there is 2 more reasons. Again, 2 reasons. The first is confusion. Second is some attacks which calculates opponent's attack stat instead of your own, like foul play. So yes, naturally, if you want to, your opponent uses foul play against your Pokemon, and your Pokemon has as bad as possible, then the attack is not as effective as it would be if you have those EVs as maximized and neutral nature. So in that sense, I would prefer just a Furret. Welcome. How's your day has been? In a sense, I think if you're going to special attack, First is that I would most likely wanna decrease his attack. Then I said confusion. What I meant with confusion is in Pokemon game. Okay, let's actually Google out this one. Cause I remember it is physical attack damaging Pokemon. But what it is? Yes, its confusion damage is calculated as it were a typeless physical move with power of 40. What format we building right now? We are not building any format. I am here to explain the whole concepts of Pokemon competitive playing. But for example, I think I would go here and show some examples for team building later. Yes, confusion damage is calculated as if it were typeless physical move with power of 40, unable to score a critical hit, and it does not receive same type attack bonus. Confusion damage is unaffected by Wonder Guard, Technician, and Health Life Orb. Yes, that means that you... if you have a Shedinia and it gets confused and it gets that hit, you are really fucked because Wonder Guard doesn't prevent it. So yes, because it is power 40 typeless attack with a physical category, it is calculated from attack. Meaning that it does more damage to you if your Pokemon is having a high attack. Yeah, that so on high level that might be important, but if you are going ever a bit more casual, I'm thinking you should not worry about that too much. Just go with your individuals which are nice and Pokemon you like the most. Maybe you have a bread or the cool shiny you got. Yeah, in the end this is just a game and should not be taken too seriously. Even though I love to talk serious about this. Okay, that my explanation all about the same type attack bonus, but also I kind of explained some kind of stat special conditions. So I think which one I should talk about first. I think same type attack bonus is more important thing right now. So same type attack bonus, or in Pokemon terms, stab. What is stab in fact? As you can guess from its name, stab mean is giving a attack bonus for Pokemon which are same type as their move. So in this case, Mew is Psychic type. So Mew would get bonus from psychic type moves. Okay, and this tab is simply just not some funny thing you should ignore. In fact, yeah, as you can see here, when it's using same type attack as Pokemon types moves, damage is increased by 1.5 times, meaning like if you have level base power 100 attack and it's same type as your Pokemon, you have effectively power 150 without any other modifiers. Those modifiers, I'm not talking about those today. Anyways, yeah, same type attack bonus versus coverage. I think in sense, yeah, it's good to have some same type attacks than your Pokemon on your move list, but also so just building a whole Pokemon with one type of attacks or two types of attacks, unless it is a dual type, it's a pretty bad idea. And I think even as dual type, it will be very questionable. Because, yeah, still, yeah, each Pokemon have its move, has its own type. For example, cause Mew is psychic types. Psychic types doesn't go well against steel type Pokemon. So if you encounter a steel type Pokemon, it doesn't do much damage. Or even worse, if you encounter dark type Pokemon. Dark type Pokemon are immune to psychic moves. So if you have that psychic Pokemon against a dark Pokemon and have no moves other than psychic type moves, you are unable to damage your opponent's dark type Pokemon at all. Of course, because the goal is to get your Pokemon hit points to 0. Yeah, not recommended and not a good idea at all. Yeah, just reach 0. Yeah, just get all Pokemon to 0 and you win. Yeah, for that reason, most Pokemon which have attacking tools are coverage moves. Stab attacks usually acts as Pokemon's strongest and most reliable. Coverage is important to Pokemon that want to provide offensive pressure, increasing the amount of Pokemon they threaten. Yeah, just a Furret, exactly. Exactly, very good point. In the coverage moves are just as to provide the Pokemon they threat, cause coverage makes Pokemon gives Pokemon a better to answer. For example, now we have Mew with theoretic. Yeah, oh god, these both are not attacking moves at all, but like Psychic is very good against poison types, etc. But yeah, useless for dark types, for example. So I think if I go, so I need some answer And that answer in this case will be, for example, Focus Blast, which is a fighting type move. Fighting type moves are super effective against dark type moves. So they just don't hurt Pokemon that are immune to Psychic, which will be Mew's strongest move, but also it does double damage. Yeah, I'm not commenting here. Focus misses accuracy. It's 70, but that is not the main point here. Yeah, Focus Blast is indeed here. Just for coverage, then I would see third one I would possibly say is I think one option would be also Shadow Ball, which is good against Ghost type Pokemon. Yes, Shadow Ball. Ghost type Pokemon are weak against Ghost type Pokemon. Yeah, and that's basically if Mew outspeeds the opposing Ghost, they can hit it harder. So in that case, it's just not sitting like helpless dog and forcing to switch out. Yeah, of course, still some kind of Mimikyu would be a threat for Mew. Mimikyu is kind of annoying to deal with due to its abilities, and it has pretty decent speed as well. And it has a Shadow Sneak. Ghost type priority moves. Yeah, priority moves in general usually lets you attack first. Meaning unless you are under Psychic Terrain, which is the terrain effect preventing you landing hit with priority moves against Pokemon which is not flying. Yes, I know it is complex, but yeah, Pokemon is a really complex game in this sense. Okay, so that was type coverage 10. Addition of type coverage, I said values as explained the stab 10 status conditions. Status conditions affect in a few different ways. Sometimes are so-called volatile, and some are non-volatile. Volatile ones are, I think, just to check out, I'm not accidentally saying in a wrong way. So volatile, like a confusion or being infatuated, means instead yeah, that means they are only when the Pokemon is on field and gets scared when you leave the field. Meanwhile, non-volatile status effects stay when you are switching out. Volatile ones are, yeah. Yes. Psychic struggles to hit other Psychic Steels and Dark types with fighting moves. You know, have a way to hit Steel and Dark super effective, which is also handy as dual typing can only get them neutrality. Immunities can make things complex However, as Ghost Dark Sableye has an immunity to both, also works the other way around with psychic hitting poison types. Yeah, and yeah, I would say if I would add to psychic and focus blast, I would maybe add the fairy type move, cause I think that's really the only thing hitting Sableye super effective. Yeah, but yeah, this game is just not simply hitting super effectively. Also, it's a lot of other things like status conditions and that accuracy checks, stat boost, etc. Oh yeah, those concepts I am not talking about yet. Okay, so where was I again? Yeah, I explained a lot about psychic and focus blast. I mean, okay, that was type coverage. I was explaining about status conditions. Okay, so confusion is that volatile status condition that might hurt you or alternatively not hurt you at all. It's just randomly hurting you. Then infatuated is basically the same condition, but instead it just does nothing if it misses, and it's only active as long as the user of attract is on your field, or yeah, the one who activate whose good charm activated. Pretty annoying, and yeah, I think confusion is occasionally used strategy, but I have never seen attract because it's really tied to gender. Some Pokemon are genderless, meaning they are instantly immune to it, and yeah, you just occasionally lose turn, and the attract gets off too easily in very many ways. Okay, okay, that's pretty much about that one. Let's see. The non-volatile are okay. I think to remember them without checking. Paralyze, sleep, poison, burn, freeze. Paralyze, sleep, poison, burn, and freeze. I think they were. But once, just checking it out in case I mess it up and I forgot there is a fifth. Okay, there is just 5 main. Okay, so burn. Okay, so paralysis gives your Pokemon on 25 chance to be unable to use move at all. Instead, in addition, you get the 50% speed penalty from normal value, not counting these other modifiers that might give it immunity or in fact advantage for it. Then sleep is Pokemon is unable to do anything for a few turns, and it lasts from 2 to 6 turns randomly. Kind of, yeah, just setting a Pokemon down for a few turns, and they might be not able to do anything. I think, well, sleep makes it so you don't do anything for a couple turns, but then it might wake up and then it is able to attack again. So yeah, sleep is pretty powerful tool when you combat against your opponent, cause it really makes your opponent lose turn. Remember that in double battle, which is VGC rule set, officially you can have 2 Pokemon. So if you can make one of your opponent Pokemon miss one of their turns, it is pretty nice. Then poison makes you lose hit points and nothing much else. There is also that toxic poison or badly poisoned, which increases the damage you take every single turn. But I think toxic will be most likely attack if you get poison, cause it is pretty effective way to deal some damage. Then there is burn. Burn gives you 50%. Yeah, I think no, burn actually halves your or physical attack every single turn, and does also that damage every single turn. Yeah, and finally freeze. Freeze is pretty much like sleep, but even more unpredictable. I think there is no turn limit how much it can be in freeze. They just have a 20% chance to get tired each turn. And even, yeah, and that is also checked on turn you get a freeze type move. Hidden by freeze type move. Yeah, trivia time about this one. You can, and while there is other statuses as being able to just do that status, freeze has no move that just can cause a freeze. Yeah, I think that will never happen, cause freeze might be potentially most broken. Okay, burn halves the base power of physical moves, so even something like body press gets halved. It also provides damage over time similar to regular poison. Yeah, burn halves the base power of physical moves. So yes, when I said earlier it basically halves your physical attack, that is not correct, but instead effectively makes your physical attack per trigger physical attacks go worse. So it is often very common tool if you can learn your Pokemon is fast and it can learn Will-O-Wisp. You just want to get that. At the penalty, your opponent's threat, making it less threatening. Freeze can really only be affected by 10% chance, and it has the same chance to top unless you use a physical fire move or Scald, which tops you instantly. Sun also prevents this status. Yeah, Freeze has those extra qualities. Also, when we are on this topic, Rest is a move that causes your own Pokemon to sleep, but it heals hit points fully. In this case, if you go to sleep, that sleep lasts instantly, always 2 turns. Yeah, cause Rest gives you 2 turns. Sleep every single time. Yeah, I think Freeze was very good. Way to go to this weather condition thing. Yeah, weather conditions is one of those things. Being able to affect. Affect the field in general. They are like you could say weather conditions and terrains are the rules in a field affecting all Pokemon. There is drought, drizzle, sandstorm, and the hail. Yeah, exactly. They are called involatile status conditions. These do not disappear upon switching, unlike volatile status conditions such as Anchor and Taunt, which only last a few turns or until you switch. Yeah, that is exactly correct. Thank you for adding that. Okay, so yes, drought, drizzle. In fact, I think I should go and switch this Tyranitar and which go calls. I think Abo must know calls. The snow. Hail. Yeah. Here. These are some Pokemon which can call weather conditions. You can also call trigger those with proper moves like Sunny Day, Drizzle, Sandstorm, and Hail. Okay, Sunny Day. The harsh sunlight gives 50% bonus to fire type moves and gives 50% penalty to water type moves. In addition, Solar Beam and Solar Blade that activates in a single turn. You can get frozen, and there was some other things. Yeah, Sunny, your morning dew heals you more hit points. There is a few other things that might be triggered by his sun. And Weather Ball in this situation is always fire type. Meanwhile, Drizzle is polar opposite of it, like raining. Like it boosts water type moves while weakening fire type moves. Like you can't really leave fire up well in heavy rain. Then you have Yeah, Thunder bypasses accuracy check and shift swim activates. Yeah, shift swim is ability that doubles the speed in raid, while colorful is the same in sunlight. Then sandstorm is status condition raising the defense of steel ground and rock type Pokemon while boosting also their defenses. Yeah. Yeah, key part of weather is abilities that double the speed of Pokemon such as colorful Venusaur. There's also growth that gives 2+ attack and special attack in sun opposed to +1 in both. Yes, weather has a lot of effects, like some moves function a bit differently. Just naming here a few. Yeah, and Weather Ball is one very fun move because that affects. Yeah, that's typing really depends on what kind of weather it is. And if you have any weather, it is always 100 way, while on basic it is only 50. Okay, so in sun it is fire, in rain it is water, in sandstorm it is rock, and in hail it is ice type. Oh yeah, and the ice is maybe yeah, it hurts all Pokemon except the ice Pokemon, and nothing much else except those abilities and the attacks benefiting from ice. For example, in hail, Blizzard bypasses accuracy check. Like, in general, I think weather is one of the most important things to be aware in Pokemon game. And in a Dynamax format, which has many moves, has in a Dynamax form, like in fact on all their respective Dynamax moves, fire, water, rock and ice has that side effect that calls also weather related to them, and yeah, so they are surprisingly common. I'm here trying to not getting too complex in whole topic. Then he had that type. Yeah, we had that crazy that Terrence Terrence are pretty fun as well. Okay, I'm mistyping here Tapu Koko and Tapu Lele. Yeah, you could say whether Terrans are effectively like second weather, but they are not at weather at all. Yeah, only sun and rain provide offensive buff and nerfs to types. Sandstorm gives rock types increase the special defense, and hail doesn't provide anything. Okay, I think I'm not wanna become famous. I want to ban it as that one. Okay, yeah, and Blizzard always hits Hurricane X similar in rain. Yeah, and as I mentioned earlier, Thunder also bypasses as it accuracy check. Yeah, and yes, as I said earlier, Sandstorm does not own. Yeah. Okay, I think yeah, I'm not fully sorry if Sandstorm gives buff also to Steel and Ground types, but I'm sure about Rock. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, while I know a lot, I'm still. Yeah, I'm always not sure about some details. Yes. Then we have in terrain. I think I should go here and in fact test it out. Okay, so causing terrains. Yes, terrains increase. Most of time it increases the damage power of certain type moves used by Pokemon on ground. Yeah, it's grounded. You can see it like a shield for those touching the ground. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, by grounded means all Pokemon that are not flying type or having ability called levitate. Other Pokemon are grounded by default unless something says they are not grounded. So Electric, Grassy, and Psychic boost their respective types, while Misty Terrain halves the Pokemon on the ground. Dragon type moves power half the damage taken by Pokemon on the ground from Dragon type moves, and also all of these terrains have secondary effects. Electric terrain prevents Pokemon on the ground from falling asleep. Grassy terrain heals every single turn all Pokemon on ground, also halving damage taken from Bulldoze, Earthquake, and Magnitude. Then Misty terrain halves prevents damage on the ground being affected from status conditions and confusion. Oh god. Yeah, I was not aware of that Misty Terrain prevents confusion as well in Generation 8. Misty Terrain is not much used at all. In fact, Psychic Terrain increases the power of Psychic type moves used by Pokemon on the ground and prevents Pokemon on the ground from being hit by moves with increased priority. Yeah, by that increased priority means like attacks, example, quick attack, Agua Jet, Sucker Punch. These are all priority attacks. You could say those says usually this attack usually goes first. In addition, terrain moves have possibly some extra effects depending on move, like expanding force is multi-target and increased power. If on Psychic Terrain, Floral Healing restore more hit points. When Grassy Terrain, Grassy Slide has priority infused on Grassy Terrain. In Misty Explosion, The damage is increased by 50%. Rising voltage doubles the power, and then terrain pulse doubles the power and changes type depending on the terrain. Yeah, exactly. So you could say terrain pulse is basically terrain weather ball. Tapu Fini is quite common, which gets misty terrain set up with misty search, though it's the only terrain you don't get any offensive advantage from. Yeah, I think Tapu Fini is pretty good, and Tapu Fini's function and misty terrain's function is mostly that being immune against any status conditions, shielding your team on Switch. Then most common terrain setuppers, psychic terrain is indeed just indeed putting in any team is pretty common, cause sometimes you want to have that priority attack blocked. For example, fake out. Yeah, fake out is a priority attack which makes your target to lose move. So if you have indeed and psychic terrain and blocked priority attack, you don't get flinched and you just can get attacked with your intended Pokemon. So correctly switching weathers and the terrains is pretty important in competitive Pokemon. Okay, then I think there is still one thing left, and now we are explaining. Yeah, I'm not going to all possible strategies for now, but I think I'm going just yeah, not even commenting on spreads here, just going some simple core. Okay, so let's say which 2022. Okay, so how to make a balanced team? I think this one I'm thinking here is the most simple concept. Hey, Incineroar, no, I'm not doing any. Then I think I wanted to have it G-Max and Grassy Search terrain. Then Tapu Fini. Okay, it's okay here. Yeah, normally I think Incineroar is not really used to attacker, but it's pretty much a harasser tool, cause it has Intimidate, which lowers your opponent's attack by one stage. One stage, it's a stat boost or stat penalty. The on field means equally like 50% for that stat, like 50% less than the usual value is pretty. Oh well, I think I might have messed up actual numbers, but yeah, you get that gives you penalty. Anyways, what I'm doing here is having a fire type, grass type, and water type Pokemon. In general, they have a pretty good coverage together. While thinking about team, it is pretty important to think about some partners and also general strategy. I think, in fact, I could add in this one. I mean, Dialga. So this means having a second type coverage triangle. So two so-called type coverage triangle which can be used on base for attacks are fire, grass, and water. Then the other one is that is at 0. It's 2 divided by 2. If that gets raised, you add to the left, such as +3 is 5 out of 2, lowering that right side, that minus being 2 of 3. God. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just... Yeah, that's pretty much... I like personally decimals, but yeah, indeed, that is the way it works on a game. So yes, triangle... Yeah, coverage triangle is fire, grass, and water. Then other one is steel, dragon, and fairy. Yeah, those three types are usually the ones that have pretty good coverage together in general, and in addition, they might be hit super effective against some common threats. Okay, so I think I here set up the Trick Room team, because the Alga can be very bulky. Then that would mean Rex is, yeah, fifth member will be Calyrex. Okay, then sixth, it is pretty slow. Psychic Ice Pokemon, yeah, definitely Trick Roomer. Then there is few options about the last Pokemon I would go. Yeah, Dialga, Calyrex, yeah, that shouts for Trick Room. So I would say the sixth member I would like to have mix up, because if you really expect the Trick Room, I believe it is pretty easy to counter. So in this case, I'm thinking one of my favorite Pokemon. Yes, this sounds batshit crazy, but Regieleki. Regieleki is maybe bit too linear, but you get here the point. In fact, I have played some tricky Regieleki couple times and got some wins with it, because it is pretty fast, but not much at the end. In fact, one other option I would prefer is Kartana, and fast Pokemon Ninjask is not used. Zacian, I think Zacian would be in fact very solid. So it there's some weaknesses with Dialga, but I'm still thinking Zacian is always a pretty solid choice. And you can build Zacian in many ways. One of my favorite ones is making it kind of bulky. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything I have to say about this subject. Okay, I hope you yeah, those cores are most popular. There's a few others I have been trying to look into. Flying ground water is one I found, as they combine all to check all weaknesses and offer resistance of 11 types. I'm checking through all 816 combinations manually, so still a ways to go. Oh, that is pretty nice. Yeah, so yes, those cores which I mentioned is the most basic and one of the most common strategies. Other archetypes that are pretty common in my knowledge are Trick Room, which prefers slow Pokemon. In fact, it is the team I basically made as example. Then is the Venucool, or well, when we are going in this format, it can be Venudon. The basic premise of the Venudon slash Venucool is setting up the sun, and then Venusaur goes brr. Then in fact, better teams, Trick Room, then there, I think stalls are not as effective. Okay, team archetypes. Okay, I'm doing. No, I'm not going to Reddit. Torn Ogre means Tornadus and Kyogre. Tornadus going to trigger Hurricane, in which is Hurricane because rain is provided by Kyogre. Okay, this one is pretty not useful. Or is it Sword and Shield? Team Compendium. Okay, there is rain teams, then Regigigas Weezing teams. Regigigas Weezing team's idea is that Weezing has that ability, neutralizing gas, which neutralizes Pokemon ability. Regigigas meanwhile has enormous stats, but also that the drawback that slow start basically cuts the stats in half. Self weakness policy. Well, many ways to trigger your own weakness policy to boost your own attack. Very often all these strategies overlap in one way or other. Like Sunroom means sun and Trick Room, then Trick Room is per Trick Room. Then also that there is so many, and in the current series there is basically very much different restricted Pokemon. Yeah, do doubles, it provides twice as much offense, whereas Stall want as many turns as possible. Yeah, so in doubles, Stall is not optimal strategy unless you can ensure you can stall in correct format. I really doubt stall being effective at all. Yeah, my top tip in VTC would be that you really, if you wanna try it, you really should start using the one restricted Pokemon that interests you most, and then try to build a team around it. Like, for example, I said earlier I have the Groudon. Then, of course, when I had a Groudon, I decided to add the Venusaur. Because Venusaur has colorful and likes to have the sun weather. Then I added a few other Pokemon for coverage, and like Incineroar to harass opponents' attacks. That's then Tapu Fini was to mess up with priority is and Rillaboomers, and also Psychic Terrains. Yeah, also it's a pretty good status condition checker. Then we have okay, so I have trouble to remember what's the most Zacian is Pearly, because it is a Zacian. Zacian is the best Pokemon in a current format. I mean, it is pretty fast, and well, you can build it last very. And it's, I could say in VTC currently it is the Pokemon to beat. So if you can't fight against Zacian, you really have some kind of trouble, because it will hit, and it will be hit you hard, it will be hit you very fast. Okay, and the last Pokemon, I'm thinking it might have been Dragapult, but yeah, Dragapult is pretty solid, but in this case I don't think it is very useful. Yeah, don't get it wrong, Dragon Darts is pretty good move. Dragapult is very fast, but Dragapult is a very glass cannon Pokemon, so I should be careful about where to summon it and put in the field. Okay, I think that was pretty much everything I had to in my lecture today. Thank you everyone for joining, and let's see, is there any cool some person online right now, preferably playing some Pokemon. Okay, so if you enjoy, yeah, I am a pretty active on Discord in general, and also I have with Twitter. If you have something to ask, I could also, yeah, just you can check usage stats on Picalytics, primarily focus on most common traits when building a team. That way you have the lightest chance to run into good matchup. Yeah, that is a very good point. Also, I think Victory Road is a very good place for resource if you are a person like me who likes to read about things. Okay, but once more, if you want to join, I have here. Okay, and let's see who's. I think might have possibly some Pokemon game. Okay, then. Oh, sorry about my doggos. Okay, Andrews is playing Colosseum. Okay, Debbie is playing Elder Scrolls. Okay, Lunk is Skyrim. Okay, I have a very big trouble to check, but I think I wanna raid. I think I decided. Was it? Okay, no. I think, yes, this is the raid message, and thank you for everyone joining, and see you next time, which is Friday, and I'm doing their first karaoke ever. I think that shall be some. I have some other couple other announcements, so if you're interested about this kit, stay tuned. Yeah, thank you everyone. Okay, and let's go.
I've had some very pretty covers of that song. Ayo! Eria, welcome! And you raiders, welcome! Wait, wait, welcome. Wait, let me do a shout out. I get confused
Yeah.
with the assignment.